everyone, Jessie Builds here, and in today's video we are going to be building tiny homes. But every tiny home is going to be based off a random aesthetic, and we're going to decide these aesthetics by spinning a wheel to see what we end up with. But let's just jump straight in and I'll show you where we're at so far. Okay, so here we are today in the Marigold Chateau, and as you can see I've already sort of created a bit of a layout here. We've got 4 empty plots where I'm going to be choosing to build, and I've sort of tried to keep in with the surroundings of the landscaping here, so we've sort of put some ruins on this one. As you can see, that kind of matches what we've got going on over there. And then we've got a communal area here at the front, so we put a fountain in. I've created some lights and stuff with some debug items. But this is the wheel that we found, so we're going to spin for the random aesthetic. And the first aesthetic we are going to be building with today is a forest punk. Okay, so having a look on Pinterest as well, this is what I've sort of found for the forest punk aesthetic. So as you can see, it's quite dark, there's lots of green colors, some of them are kind of industrial looking as well, which I kind of like the look of, so we might try and sort of go down that route today. And as you can see in this sort of picture on the side over there, there's actually some clocks, so I feel like with the word punk it kind of makes me think of steampunk as well, so maybe we'll try and incorporate the two together. So I think I'm going to use this lot up here for this one. As you can see, I've sort of encased it with some like trees and things like that, so that could kind of work for the forest punk vibes. And then for the shaping of this build, I'm just going to pop a few random rooms together and we'll kind of just go from there. We'll add some roofing onto this one. I'm just going to copy and paste this one so they are the same sort of style. And then over on this side here, which I think is going to be the bedroom, I think I might try something a little bit different here and actually curve this out a little bit. And I think I'm going to add a glass roof onto this one. Yeah, I kind of like this swirly one here, which is like one of the base game patterns here for the roof swatches. Definitely this one. And then for the colors scheme, I'm going to go for like a dark brick with then just sort of like a simple color in the middle here and match it up with a dark roof swatch as well to sort of stick with the punky sort of vibes. I feel like, I know this is kind of gothic, but I think based on the photos of the forest punk, I feel like this matches the aesthetic perfectly. And then we'll go for some of these big windows here. We'll sort of turn this into like almost a greenhousey type bedroom, and then we'll add some more greenery and things on the side here. And then I think this is where I'm going to sort of go with the steampunk vibe, so I'm going to add loads of clocks and things just on the wall here just to sort of make it look a little bit different, you know, keep with the aesthetic. So we'll size up some of these, we'll size down some of the really big ones, just sort of put those together there. And then I want to add a trim to this build here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a really small fence tool and I'm just going to sort of draw around with the grid on where I want the fence to go, and that kind of just turns it into like an invisible room there, but it's hidden away, and if you move the roof and things like that you won't be able to see it. It means you're able to add roof trim to a single height build. And then again we'll just add some more greenery as well on the side, and then again just loads and loads of plants for this build to stick with the forest punk vibe. And obviously with these aesthetics, half of them I'm probably not 100% sure what they're going to be because that wheel is full of random aesthetics that half of them I've not actually heard of. So like this is kind of just based off the vibes that I saw on Pinterest. I'm just going to go with that and just sort of build my thoughts of what the aesthetic would be. So we'll go again with some more clocks here to sort of carry on with the steampunk vibe that we've got going on, and then we'll go for some of these here as well. And then here as well we're going to have some more clocks on the back, and then we will fill this up with ivy as well, just sort of bring this up around again just to stick with the foresty theme. There's just going to be a load of greenery and things in this build, and we'll bring this round to the front, just sort of filter this around the roof piece here, and why not add some more there as well. And then I think that I'm going to give each individual lot their own sort of entryway and mailbox area, so we'll put one of those at the front there, and then we'll just carry on cluttering up the exterior of this one a little bit. So I think I also want to add a little porch area here that you sort of step up into for the entrance to the front door. So we'll go for this one here. We'll add this vampire's wall as well. I'm just going to move this front door over ever so slightly so it's slightly more central to the porch. We'll pop the lovers in the air seat just down here, and then maybe one of these lights from Batu because it's kind of cool. I don't know. We'll just pop that one in there. And we'll add some more plants, maybe some funky looking interesting ones. We'll put some of these here and another one over here. We'll add the stairs there and some more plants as well just outside the front door. And then I'm just going to use, this is actually the greenhouse wallpaper here. And you can sort of pick random places for it to go if you use the other matching wallpaper as well for that one. So I've kind of put the vines like trickling down just in a couple of random places, and I thought that looked really cool. Okay, so this is the layout for the inside. We have a bedroom at the back just over here, and then we've got the sort of main living area in the middle here, and then we've got the little bathroom at the front over there. So I'm going to start with the bathroom. We could just put one of those in and call it a day. That's our Forest Punk bathroom, but we won't. We'll put a bath in here. We've got a toilet in the middle there. Might move that around to this side actually so I can fit a nice sink in here. Now this should all still be functional because your sim will enter the bath from the lower end there as well. And we'll just pop some clutter in here, maybe some laundry baskets as well next to the toilet. We'll kind of just fill that space, and then we'll add some more plants and some more clutter as well in here. We'll just sort of slide that one there into the front, and then maybe another plant. We'll put one here on the bath, use the 9 key and just sort of place that where I want it to go, and a little candle in here. And I've realized I haven't really got room for a mirror above the sink, so I'm just going to move this around here and just have this one here from Love Struck just on the wall there, and then we will pop this up here by the door if I can find room for it. That'll do. And then for a rug, I actually really like this one here, which I think is from Journey to Batu, and I like the colors in that one. I feel like they're kind of foresty and green. I really like them, and obviously I don't like the fact that it's sort of falling apart, so I'm just going to move the bath over here and actually make it look like it's the floor in the bathroom. You can't really notice that sort of crack in the corner there, so we'll just leave that one, and then we'll go for one of these tapestries on the wall here, maybe switch it up for a nice swatch, and I think that's it for our little bathroom. Now moving on to the kitchen area, we'll go for the Realm of Magic kitchen here. I really like the color scheme in this house. I feel like it's like really, it's a bit different, it's unique, but I'm not 100% sure if this is actually Forest Punk vibes. I think this is what my idea of a Forest Punk vibe would be, and I kind of like it. And we'll put a plant up here on top of the fridge, maybe add some clutter pieces as well into the kitchen. Lovely. It's more plants, and we'll pop a hood up here. No, I'm not sure about this. I might actually add another window onto the corner here and bring these cabinets all the way down. I feel like in my head that looks better than just having the hood. And then we'll just pop the same curtains in here as well. And then there's a little gap here for another plant, and we'll just pop some of these jars on here. I think these are just the jars of marbles, but I'm going to size them up because they've got leaves on them. Again, forest themed. And then we'll pop a tiny dining table just in here as well outside the bathroom door. Light it up a little bit so you can sort of see what's going on. We'll go for this Dream Home Decorator art piece on the wall here, and then I've popped a green rug in, which I might move that later. We'll go for a coat rack here and just a shoe rack as well. And then for the living area, so I haven't really got much space here, so I'm just going to pop this TV in there, and then we'll go for this sofa as well, and some more plants. That one's from Cottage Living, and then we've got the uncommon ivy here as well. We'll pop that one into the corner as far as we can. I think that one's from Paranormal. And then I'm just going to move this rug that I put down in the kitchen because I feel like this will work better in the living area here. And then we'll put up a little table here. I feel like the black and green is kind of making me think of Wicked right now, and I love it. And then we'll pop a gardener's shelf just up here, and then one of these as well from Horse Ranch just to fill the space on that back wall there. And then moving on to the last room of the house, we're going to go for the bedroom. So we'll pop one of these from the Blooming Room kits up here. We'll duplicate one of these. I think I'm just going to use those as our bedside tables with the flowers and things on, as this is like our greenhousey type bedroom. We'll go for this bed here as well. As you can see, there's sort of like a green tint in this room. I actually went into live mode and just sort of changed up the lighting so it kind of looked a bit more dark and mysterious. And then we'll go back to the steampunky type vibes, and we will add some more clocks. That will do. I think 4 clocks is probably enough. And then we'll add these curtains here. These are just from base game, but I like the way they sit and hang over those windows. We'll go for a dresser here from Horse Ranch with the mirror on it, and then one of these glowing lanterns as well just next to the bed. And then just here is the perfect place for another plant. And then we'll add the large mirror here from the basement treasures kit. I think I'm just going to put a lamp over the top of that one just to light up that corner a little bit as well. And then we'll go for this Discover University bookshelf here. I kind of like it. It's kind of got like punky vibes as well, which I think is really cool. Pop another plant in here just for some artwork in this one. I'm just going to use this book cover here, which is from the Book Nook kit, but I like that it's got the trees on there, so that definitely goes with the forest vibes. And a little seating area here, a rug under the bed, and I think that is our finished bedroom. And this is our forest punk tiny home. Thanks, Will, for picking that one for us. I feel like it kind of turned out okay. We've got like a really sort of mysterious, dark looking exterior. We'll go around the back here. I've actually sort of added a few back garden items. So we've got like the planters, we've got a gardening station there, we've got some more planters, a few candles, things like that. And I love the lighting. I feel the lighting there looks lovely. And then, yeah, we've got our little feature wall here with the clocks and things like that to go with the steampunk that I kind of just rolled with. And then this is the interior, a little bathroom here, which is very cluttered, but I feel like it definitely goes with like the cool punky theme that we've got going on as well. And then this is the greenhouse bedroom that I kind of wanted to achieve, and I think that we got there with the look, but I definitely really enjoyed that one. And I think now it's probably time to move on to our next one. So we will spin our random aesthetic wheel again. There are so many aesthetics on here, so hopefully we'll get something a little bit different. Or something that matches would be cool, but we'll see. Okay, so we've got fairy tale for our next one. That's definitely like the polar opposite to the kind of vibes that we've just built, but we can work with it. And this is what Pinterest has shown us for a fairy tale aesthetic. So we've got loads of sort of fairy lights, looks very magical. I'm seeing like towers, maybe castle vibes as well. There's some really cool castles there. And yeah, definitely sort of giving princess vibes. So I think I might sort of build something for maybe a princess or something like that. And I've come across this video as well. This is lovely. Look how beautiful that is with all the fairy lights and stuff dangling from the trees. This is the lot again, but I think we might build the castle up here because that just kind of fits the vibes perfectly. And look at that. We've even got a little bird flying around. It's perfect. This is our princess castle lot. So for a fairy tale, I think I'm going to build a room here, and then we'll pop another room here, and then we'll do, I think I want to add some towers to this one. And now because it's a tiny home, I'm not going to do like massive round towers and things like that because I don't want it to be too big and then not really count as a tiny home. It's probably going to be a little bit bigger because we are building a castle, but this is a mini castle. Okay, so I've got like an idea of a shape here, but there's not going to be any way that you can sort of move around. I feel like that's going to be a bit annoying. So I'm just going to change the shape of this one slightly. We'll centralize it a little bit here to the entrance of the lot. I think we'll pop it at the back there. Then we've got room for like a sort of garden outside. And then I'm going to add some turrets on top of these here. So I'm going to start by just putting these like fenced platforms down, and then I can just change the fences out for the fence that I want, which is the castle estate. I think the castle estate kit is definitely going to carry this build. Go for the castle estate wallpaper as well on the outside. Maybe go for the slightly more run down one along the bottom here. And I think I'm just going to add some more sort of walls here just to sort of make it look a bit more cohesive. There we go. That's a better shape. I'm happier with that. And then we'll go for this sort of flooring here. I quite like the colour on that one. And then we'll go for the castle estate door as well. Pop that one there, and then we'll go for the castle estate trim as well around here. And now jumping forward, this is the exterior for the castle that I finished. I've had to move the front door around slightly, but we'll just sort of zoom in here and I'll kind of show you what I've done. There's a lot going on, but I've gone full pretty princess with this. We've got like loads of beautiful flowers. We've got like a little seating area here. As you come around here, we've got more flowers and stuff, and a little walkway just covered in flowers. We've got the fountain there filled with flowers as well. We've got the pink wishing well at the end here, and then just around the back I've just sort of filled all the empty space with flowers. And this is the sort of entrance as well that I've given it with the pink letterbox. And on the top here I've just sort of added this tarot tent just because it needed something there, with some really nice sort of statues and a little seating area as well. Down here we're going to have the bedroom, we're going to have the kitchen and living, and then then we're going to have a little bathroom on the side. So we'll start by decorating the bedroom. We'll go maybe this bed, but I don't know. I think I prefer this one here from Vampires instead. So we'll pop the pink bed in there. We'll add some curtains and things around the outside. I'm just trying to like think about a backstory for these. Like maybe they are teen Sims that have just finished university. They all have such unique styles and they all kind of became friends. And then when they left university, they found this land and they decided to all build their dream homes and just all live together and live out a happy life. That sounds like a great movie. It's kind of like Wednesday or something, I guess. Maybe they're all like outcasts or something. But I'm just going to enter the gallery now and I'm going to search for some pink paintings just to sort of suit the vibes of this room. So I think I might go for this one here by Cup of Jessie. Great name. We'll just pop this down here out the way. So we'll start with this one here with the roses because I just feel like this suits the room quite nicely. So we'll pop that one down up here. And then I'm just going to use the painting of Vlad here from Vampires and just pop that around the outside to make it look a bit more regal. And then we'll do the same over here. We'll go for this pink one as well. Maybe she painted this one. And then we'll just pop this dresser in here. I think this is cats and dogs. And then we'll pop this mirror up over the top from werewolves. We'll clutter this up a little bit as well. And then maybe this rocking chair. I feel like that definitely suits the room. And then we'll go for loads of fairy lights, like the ones that we saw from Pinterest. One of these here from Businesses and Hobbies. That definitely suits the color scheme in the room. And then moving forward, we'll do our Realm of Magic counters again. I feel like these are just perfect. And as you can see, I've already put a couple of pictures on the wall there. They're actually tarot cards because I think I've got a tarot tent upstairs. So I feel like maybe she's like really into tarot reading. Maybe these two are gonna like fall in love after moving in next door to each other. Stay tuned. We'll find out what happens in the end of that movie. And I feel like that's a really cute little layout for the kitchen. We'll pop an oven just in here. Another one of these fairy statues that we had upstairs on the roof. I think these are adorable. I'm actually going to make it so she's holding a cookie jar. Look at that. I love that. That's great. That can stay there. And then again, to suit the theme from what we saw on Pinterest, I'm just going to add some fairy lights up in here to make it look a bit more magical, give it those fairy tale vibes. We'll just connect these up here, make it look like they're all kind of attached to each other. And then over here by the front door, I'm going to grab one of the knight in shining armors, the same that we had outside. And I'm actually going to size down this coat rack and make it look like he's actually holding the coat rack. So she's just like thrown her coats over the knight in shining armor. And then for the entryway here, I'm just going to add a bookshelf and separate it off with just one of these stone walls as well. And then we'll do the living area here. It's a bit of an awkward space. I don't know what I was thinking when I built the shell. I feel like I actually made it a shell challenge for myself as well as the aesthetic challenge. We'll go for some of these greenery items as well. Again, loads of plants in this build. Maybe this sim and the forest punk sim were definitely destined to be together because they just absolutely love plants. That's definitely the story that I'm going with. So we'll add a table just in here. We'll pop a record player up on there. And then for the coffee table, I think I'm going to go for this one, but I'm not sure about where I want this to go. So I'm just going to move these around, maybe swap the chairs over a little bit. I feel like that kind of makes more of a flow for the room. And we'll just pop that table in that corner instead. Just angle everything so it's kind of facing the TV a bit better. There we go. And then we'll just go for this rug here from Base Game, just to sort of bring in a couple more of those wooden tones as well from the rest of the room. And then we'll pop this tray here with some candles, one of those magic mushrooms, and then we'll pop some cozy blankets and things in as well just here. And I think that is it for our kitchen and living area. I actually really love the vibe in here. I think this is very cool and it definitely looks like a fairy tale, so tick. And then just on a little bathroom here on the end, we've gone for the checkered floor and just, you know, a couple of items that I think would fit in this room. But yeah, that's a bathroom. I've also added a shower on the wall just for playability purposes. And then moving upstairs, as there's a ladder in the bedroom, I think I'm going to turn this into like a little study area. So this tower will have a desk in it. We'll pop one of these chairs in here from Vampires. Just some of these pink window covers as well from Cottage Living. And then some more fairy lights as well to suit the theme that we had going on downstairs. Pop some of those around the top here. Change the lighting on live mode so it's a bit more pink. And then we'll just pop a little bookshelf in there and move over here. I think in this turret, I am going to actually just turn this into a little art studio. So as I said, with the painting downstairs, maybe she's an artist as well. So we'll just pop loads of artist items here. We've got a little station. Maybe this is what she's painting at the moment. And then I'm just going to use these here from the artist kit, just the paint all over the floor. And this is her like messy room where she goes to just chill out. This is how it looks at night time. I'm actually so pleased with how this turns out. Look how lovely that looks with the fountain there. You wouldn't believe that this is a tiny home, but this is our fairy tale home. So we've got the beautiful garden here with all the pink and purple flowers. We've got our little gazebo area there with the light shining down over the castle. Doesn't it look beautiful? And then we'll go inside here. We'll go through the front door into our kitchen area just here. And then over here we've got our living area and our little entryway, which has a door to the little bathroom at the end here. And then we'll go back through the bathroom here, and this leads into our princess bedroom, or our fairy tale bedroom, which is all pink and colourful. It's really girly. I kind of love this. I don't normally build in this sort of style, so it's quite nice. And then up here we've got our sort of upstairs decking area. We've got somewhere to sit. We've got her tarot tent as well, where she does her tarot reading. And then we've just got a little artist studio as well here. I just love how this lot looks with the purple lighting. This is just how it looks from the back as well. So I'm actually going to split this video into 2 parts because those first 2 actually took me a really long time. So stay tuned if you want to see the part 2 of this video, where we'll be doing the last 2 tiny homes based off random aesthetics. But if you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. Comment if you want to see anything else, and don't forget to subscribe to Jessie Bear Builds. It would mean a lot to me as a new YouTuber. But I've been Jessie Bear Builds, and I will see you in part 2.